Well, Dawn, that's probably one of the hardest questions of all, and it's one of the ones I've been asking of really smart people, of our entire team and some really smart doctors, and we've been talking with our leaders at the federal level. I don't think it's going to be a flip of a switch. You know, we didn't flip a switch and shut everything down. I declared a state of emergency 35 days ago. I've now instituted 35 executive orders almost every single day over the past 35 days, and we had to ratchet this up slowly and do more and more. It's probably going to be the same way on the way out of this, where we start to ease it up and let more and more things open, get people a little bit back to normal. And we want to get things back to normal as quickly as we can, but what we don't want is to have that spike go up and have thousands of people die, have tens of thousands of people infected by doing it too quickly. So we're trying to get the best advice we can from the doctors and scientists. We don't have an exact date. We're going to do it as fast as we can and as quickly as we can, as long as we're doing it as safely as we can. And you see all of this on the news. It's all over the country. Different places are in different spots. We're still on the way up. We're not on the way down. And so it's too early to do that yet, but we're watching this to make sure we can try to get back to normal as quickly as we can. It's probably one of the biggest problems we have in America today. And as the chairman of the National Governors Association, this is a discussion I have with all of my colleagues. We have this discussion with all of the federal leaders on an ongoing basis. There's only a tiny percentage of the tests available of what we need. And it goes back to the earlier question about how do we get back to normal. One of the things we have to do, we have to be able to test a lot more people. Right now, there's only a small amount of testing available, and we can only use it for those people who are really sick, who their doctor has advised that they need to get the test. And the forensic testing we're doing to do contact tracing, if somebody has tested and they say who they came in contact with, it's not available widely to the public. It needs to be, and that's why we're at the federal level trying to ramp up all these production companies to get more testing. At the state level, we're trying to buy tests all over the domestic market and all over the world. We ramped up our testing considerably over the past week from where we were last week. We're ahead of many other states, but we're still nowhere near where we need to be. And it's a worldwide problem, but it's a particular problem here in the United States.
And just to follow up on that, do you have a forecast or an idea of when more testing will be coming in, like the test kits that come in? Because doesn't it make sense if you're going to go back to normal, people going back to work have to be tested before they go back?
Well, we're going to have to make sure that we don't have a bunch of people infecting each other when we come back. So the more people that are tested, the more people that are healthy, the easier it will be to get things back to normal. So the more widely available testing is, the safer it's going to be. So we've ramped up testing. We have even more testing coming in next week. By the end of the month, they say there'll be massive production of testing available at the federal level. We keep getting assurances from the federal level that there's going to be more testing. We're talking to all the private labs on a daily basis. So it's getting better, but it's still a long way off from where it needs to be. No, I think they've been a partner. Look, I mean, as I chair the National Governors Association, we've had, I believe, 8 teleconference calls with all of the nation's governors, with either the president and or vice president, and all of the top leaders of the federal government. We've put in about 15 different requests of things that the governors really needed help on. They've addressed many of those issues. You know, we haven't gotten everything that we've needed, but there's been great cooperation. Look, the same frustrations you've heard about earlier. We don't have the PPE that we need. We don't have the testing that we need. You know, but I don't want to point fingers and say, well, the federal government should have done this or the state should have done that. I just say we're all trying to work together to fix some problems, but you know, I think they've been a partner. We're all in this together at every level, and it's going to take the federal, state, and local governments and the private sector and all the citizens out there watching. Everybody's in this to try to beat this invisible enemy and try to get back to normal.